When I say the word billionaire, what is the first thing that pops into your head? Most of us probably see a montage of private jets, $500 gold flaked steaks, and a closet full of Birkin bags. We have been conditioned to think that being rich is synonymous with the ability to spend. We see the soft life aesthetic on TikTok, the $7 lattes, the curated wellness hauls, the constant consumption, and we think, if I had more money, I would finally live like that. But I started doing some digging into the actual habits of self-made wealthy women, the ones who do not just get rich, but stay rich. And I realized something that kind of blew my mind. Most billionaires live lives that are, frankly, a little bit boring. They are not obsessed with spending. They are obsessed with optimizing. While we are out here trying to look like we have money, they are busy making sure they actually do. So I decided to run an experiment. For 30 days, I decided to live like a billionaire, but here is the catch. I do not have $1 billion. I wanted to see if I could adopt the habits, the discipline, and the stealth wealth mindset of the 1% without actually having the 1% balance. Was it all green juices and 5 a.m. wake-up calls? Not exactly. Did it change my entire relationship with money? Absolutely. Let us dive into month 1 of the billionaire experiment. These 4 lessons were the foundation of my entire transformation. Lesson number 1, mastering the time blocking. The first thing you learn about the ultra-wealthy is that they treat time like it is a finite resource, because it is. While we are out here trading our time for money, billionaires are using their money to buy back their time. Since I could not hire an assistant to manage my life, I had to become my own chief operating officer. In week 1, I did something radical. I stopped using a to-do list. To-do lists are where productivity goes to die. They are just lists of wishes that make you feel guilty at 9 p.m. Instead, I started scheduling every single minute of my day. If it was not on the calendar, it did not exist. I adopted the deep work philosophy. Billionaires like Sarah Blakely do not spend their whole day reacting to pings on their phone. They block out 3 to 4 hours where they are untouchable. For me, that meant from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., my phone was in another room. No scrolling, no quick coffee chats, no distractions. I am a girl who loves a multitasking moment. I used to write emails while watching a vlog and eating a snack. But living like a billionaire meant realizing that my attention is the most expensive thing I own. If I am giving it away for free to TikTok or Instagram, I am bankrupting my own potential. The result? I finished my entire week's workload by Wednesday afternoon. It turns out we are not busy. We are just distracted. By protecting my time like it was worth $1,000 an hour, I started producing work that actually felt like it was worth that much. Lesson number 2, stealth wealth and the uniform. Next, let us talk about the look. Have you noticed that the truly wealthy people, the ones with the real assets, often look kind of plain? This is called stealth wealth or quiet luxury. It is the reason why the richest people in the room usually look the most casual. They are not walking around like a billboard for Gucci. Why? Because they do not need to prove anything to you. For 30 days, I banned myself from trend shopping. No fast fashion hauls, no buying a dress just because I saw it on a sponsored post. I adopted a uniform of my own. Neutral colors, well-fitted pieces I already owned, and high-quality basics. The billionaire mindset here is decision fatigue. Every morning, we spend 20 minutes agonizing over what to wear is 20 minutes of brain power we have wasted before the day even starts. By wearing a version of the same thing every day, I felt more powerful. I stopped looking for external validation through brands and started looking for internal confidence through my work. The budget win here? I spent $0 on clothing this month. When you stop trying to signal wealth, you actually start accumulating it. It is a paradox. The less you care about looking rich, the richer you become. I realized that true luxury is not a logo. It is having a closet where everything fits your body and your lifestyle perfectly. Lesson number 3, conscious spending and the asset filter. Now, let us talk about the money. Most people think billionaires spend freely. In reality, they are some of the most calculated spenders on the planet. They do not look at the price of something. They look at the ROI, or return on investment. During this month, I applied the 72-hour rule to every single purchase. If I wanted something, like a new blender, a pair of shoes, or a fancy planner, I had to wait 72 hours. If I still wanted it after 3 days, I had to ask, is this an asset or a liability? An asset puts money or significant time and energy back into your pocket. A liability just takes it out and gives you nothing in return. I realized I was spending roughly $200 a month on convenience liabilities. Uber Eats because I was too tired to cook. subscriptions I was not using, and emergency target runs for things I did not need. I shifted that. I started spending on quality assets. I bought a high-quality meal prep kit that saved me 5 hours of grocery shopping and cooking a week. To a normal person, $80 on a meal kit feels expensive. To the billionaire mindset, saving 5 hours of time for $80 is a steal. I began to see my money as a team of little soldiers. Every dollar I spent on a liability was a soldier I was sending off to die. Every dollar I saved or invested was a soldier I was putting to work. Lesson number 4. The proximity principle and the art of showing up. This was probably the most intimidating part of the entire 30 days. There is a saying that your network is your net worth. While that sounds like a cheesy LinkedIn quote, billionaires take it very seriously. They are incredibly picky about who they spend time with. They do not just hang out, they curate their circles. I realized that if I wanted a billionaire mindset, I had to stop hanging out exclusively in environments designed for consumers. I had to start showing up where the owners are. But how do you do that when you do not have a membership to a $20,000 a year social club? I decided to use the one coffee rule. Instead of spending $50 on a night out at a loud bar where I would learn nothing, I would take that same $50 and spend it on one really high-quality experience. For me, that meant going to the lobby bar of the most prestigious business hotel in the city or a high-end gallery opening. I was not there to spend money on a massive meal. I was there to buy one glass of sparkling water and just observe. I wanted to hear how these people talked. What are they worried about? Hint. It is usually not the price of the water. They talk about systems, they talk about acquisitions, and they talk about the long game. I also started attending free or low-cost wealth seminars and real estate networking events. Here is the stealth wealth secret. Most of the time, these rooms are not filled with people in tuxedos. They are filled with people in hoodies and jeans who are obsessed with growth. By simply being in the room, my normal changed. When you are surrounded by people talking about investing $100,000, your fear of investing your first 100 starts to vanish. You realize that wealth is not a lucky break. It is a language, and you cannot learn a language if you never hang out with the people who speak it fluently. I stopped being a fan of successful women from a distance and started becoming a peer in training. The goal was not to fake it until I made it. It was to use proximity until I understood it. By the end of the month, I realized that the only difference between me and the people in those rooms was the scale of the problems they were solving. The mindset, that is free. The math does not lie. Most of us are stuck in a cycle of trading our time for money, only to give that money immediately back to corporations that sell us a status we cannot actually afford yet. After 30 days of living by these rules, I realized that the greatest luxury is not a purchase. It is the math of compound interest working in your favor. Wealth is found in the 3 hours of deep work you reclaimed from your phone. It is the $600 you did not spend on temporary dopamine hits. And it is the decision to stop outsourcing your confidence to luxury brands. This experiment proved that you do not need a 7-figure salary to start optimizing your life. You need a 7-figure discipline. Here is your tactical takeaway for this week. Do not try to change your whole life today. Start with the 72-hour rule. The next time you feel the impulse to buy anything, a new top, a gadget, or even a fancy home accessory, put it in your cart and close the tab. Wait exactly 3 days. If the need is still there after 72 hours, evaluate it as an investment. If it is gone, you just saved money that can now be put into a high-yield savings account or an index fund immediately. Do not wait for the end of the month. Do it the moment you decide not to buy the item. When you stop trying to look rich, you finally have the capital to actually become rich. The data is in your hands. Now it is just about the execution. I will see you in the next one.